Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to any new viewers. This is a 2023 yearly forecast as we end 2022, as we look at closing the chapter, reflecting on what has come to pass for us in the year of 2022. Let's now look forward and see what 2023 will bring us. I'm going to have a look at lots of different areas of life. I'm going to look at love and relationships for both single viewers and those who are already entering 2023 in a committed partnership or relationship. I'll have a look at your career, finance, money area of life for 2023. I will have a look at any unexpected things that may be coming up in 2023, whether they be positive or negative, just, unknown, unexpected things that we are not anticipating. I'm going to have a look at how we're finishing off the year and just overall themes, what we can expect for 2023. So thank you very much for watching. If you do enjoy this reading, of course, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe. I really, really appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Hello, Pisces, my beautiful Pisces viewers, and welcome to anyone new to the channel as well. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising. Let's see what 2023 has in store for you. I just want to get some cards for sort of overall theme of 2023. We have the Moon, we have the Two of Water, which is the Two of Cups, and we have the Eight of Air, that's the Eight of Swords. Now, what I'm seeing here, Pisces, is that there really is a lot that will be revealed in 2023. So some things that you weren't really sure about, or you were still kind of feeling very confused about entering into 2023, something will be revealed to you. Something will be revealed that you weren't sure about before. Perhaps a truth will come out, or you'll suddenly gain an insight into a situation or an area of your life. Now, I can also see you tapping into a bit of your intuition more and following that in 2023. And I'm also seeing that will lead to a beautiful partnership, actually, with the Two of Cups there. This is a really, really nice connection that you're having with someone else in 2023. And we'll see what comes up in sort of the different areas when I go through each part of life, when it comes to love, relationships, or perhaps career and work, whatever the case may be. There is something to do with a very, very good partnership between you and someone else. Something where there's, equal give and take, equal kind of respect, very nice, balanced relationship. With the Eight of Swords there as well, I can see that you're really still overthinking a situation, still overthinking something. I think that you'll be needing to strike a kind of balance between compromising in your relationship with someone else, but also trying to maintain a sense of independence. That might seem a little bit hard for some reason in 2023. I'm also seeing that you could have more than one option. You may have a lot of different opportunities that come your way, and it might be difficult to decide on what to do or what option to take or how to move forward, because you're just a little bit unsure about what outcome is going to be. Like, based on what you choose, what is the outcome going to be? It's hard to get a lot of clarity when it comes to all these different options that are coming in. So hopefully I get some more, I'm sure we will get some more information about which areas of life this really relates to. And as we go through, we'll, this will surely start to make more sense here. But overall, the message is, I guess, you will learn not to lose touch with your intuition, with your gut feeling. It's going to be very important in 2023 to listen to what your gut tells you, what your instincts tell you, what your intuition tells you, what your heart tells you, rather than overthinking a situation. And somehow love is going to win. I see that very strongly with that Two of Water, Two of Cups right in the center there. I see that somehow love is going to win out. I'm going to start with love and relationships, that area of life for you Pisces. And I'm going to start off looking at that for single Pisces. So anyone entering into 2023 who is not in a committed partnership or relationship. So single Pisces, let's see what 2023 has in store for you in terms of love, relationships, any sort of committed partnership with another person. Is that coming in? Is that not? We've got that Eight of Swords there again. We will see what this has to do with, but that's obviously a clear message here, strong message. Yeah, and I am seeing that that offer being made to you. Oh my goodness. And we have a true pair here. We've got a king and a queen, and we have the Fool. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely kind of making sense now. This is making sense. So I am seeing, Pisces, that there is absolutely someone coming into your life in 2023. Now, some of you may really want that. Some of you may not want that. Some of you may be very happy on your own, being independent, being single. Some of you may have recently gotten out of a relationship, for example, and so, you know, you have genuine reasons to want to be on your own for a while, take a little bit of a break, and that is absolutely fine. But one thing is for sure, there is an offer coming in, and it's something that you will be unable to ignore. But there is a little bit of resistance. There is a resistance on your part. There is some overthinking. I'm seeing here, there is some resistance to this. You're trying to almost, when this comes in, you're trying to think very logically, very calmly about the person, the potential relationship, whatever offer comes your way. You're trying to use your head here rather than your heart and rather than what your intuition is telling you. It's almost like you're wanting to block yourself off from it. Now, this could be because what you had in your mind of who you are looking for or what type of partner you want is not exactly who you meet. And so part of you is like, well, no, that's not what I wanted. That's not, you know, what I logically in my mind, you know, when I put my kind of thoughts together about the type of person or the type of relationship I want, this is not fitting the criteria. So I should just very coldly and logically say no to this person, or, you know, at least have my guard up. But we can see here with the Eight of Swords that it's almost like this feeling of trapped in your own mind about this, in your own head about this. Now, I'm not seeing, just because of the two aces and we have the Fool, this is really looking like something new. There is a possibility that you are, you know, this kind of unsure about it because it may be someone who you have known, knew in the past, or know perhaps in another capacity, and you were just not thinking that a relationship is possible with this person. I'm not seeing that, or I think it's unlikely that it's a reconciliation. I don't think it's like an ex coming back or something like that, even though that may explain why you're kind of a little bit closed off to this person or unsure about how to proceed. But I don't think so. I really am sensing so much new energy from this person. When we look at who this is, we've got this beautiful pentacle here. So it's earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We also have fire energy here with the wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But again, sign doesn't, is not necessarily going to be obvious at first, because you may not know the whole person's chart and what kind of dominates that. But I am really seeing a solid person here, or someone who wants something serious for sure. When we've got the Ace of Pentacles, Pentacles is very solid, very stable, very practical, and sometimes this can be an actual gift coming to you, a gift that is just very clear about what a person's intentions are. Now, interestingly, it's possible that someone may be trying to impress you when it comes to money. They may be trying to talk about what they have or how much money they have, or they may almost think that that's what you appreciate the most, that if they were to give you something expensive, it would mean that they win you over. And that could be something that they've really misinterpreted. It could be based on their past experience with people. They think that's just what they need to do. They need to splash the cash, or they need to take you somewhere kind of pretentious or fancy, or that's like their idea of showing how serious they are. But I think that misses the mark. That misses the mark a little bit with you. And so that could be why there's almost like this feeling of an initial clash between you and this person, right? And they get very defensive as well. They're needing to defend this very strongly for some reason, defend what they do or how they approach you, right? And they're having to say, you've got me wrong. You have misinterpreted who I am. Just because I'm doing this doesn't mean I'm a very superficial person. I have deeper values and things that I care about that are more important than just surface level, than just money or expensive things or material things. So there could be, interestingly, some kind of argument about that. It's possible with the Pentacles that there's some resistance here because this is someone from, say, work, or an area where, or a part of your life where you would not necessarily think a relationship is going to blossom. That's possible. But after this initial misunderstanding, or even a little bit of conflict potentially, or disagreement, we've got this beautiful Ace of Cups. So it's like you're getting what you really wanted, right? Because again, it's not just about superficial stuff. Anyone can do that. What is deeper in this person's heart? What is really there emotionally? What drives this person on an emotional level? Is it just a superficial offer, or is there something deeper? And there is something deeper. And not only is there something deeper there, but we have a true pair here. We have the King and the Queen of Swords. So this is all about gaining a type of understanding, getting on the same wavelength mentally. It may be difficult for both you and this person to initially express yourselves emotionally or express your feelings. That just may be difficult for both of you to do. But somehow there will be a sign, there will be a beautiful sign of what your true feelings are and what their true feelings are. And that's really when this will blossom, after almost a false start. Now it is possible, Pisces, with the two aces here, that there are two potential people, two offers, two kind of different approaches, different people. Possibly one is an earth sign, possibly one is a water sign. And the struggle will be in you needing to make some kind of a choice here. You will end up following your heart rather than what your head tells you. There could be a bit of a conflict between the two. One relationship, one person may just tick all the boxes. It may look good on paper. Or you may look good together on the superficial level. And there may be someone else who doesn't tick those boxes or is not what you were expecting, but your heart knows that it's the right answer, it's the right thing to do. So again, that could be where this head heart conflict kind of comes in, where you're almost shutting yourself off from your true feelings because of how right one person seems or one situation seems logically, but you're not feeling that connection there. After a period of taking time, you will definitely take a leap of faith with the Fool here. So this is just really deciding to go for it. And I think go for your gut instinct, what your heart tells you. Absolutely. Let's see here. Flamingo spirit, embrace the in-between. That is so fitting. That's so fitting because it's kind of like this, you're constantly going back and forth between your head and your heart. And it's like, just go with it. Sweet results await. Yeah. You'll definitely be using your intuition. It's almost like you're going to be, you're going to let that guide you. And we have dog spirit on the bottom. Be loyal to what you love. So it's about being actually true, not just loyal to another person, but loyal to your own feelings, loyal to yourself. Don't let yourself down, or don't ignore what your heart is telling you. Overall, that's looking very exciting. A lot of action happening for my single Pisces in 2023. So I'm gonna go into those in a relationship now. So any Pisces entering 2023 already in a committed partnership. Let's see what 2023 has in store for you. So interesting what has decided to come out again is the Queen of Swords. Oh my goodness. And we have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. I was getting worried there for a moment, Pisces, but not all is lost. It's looking like it's actually going to turn around, or going to somehow end up for the greater good, for your benefit. with this person. So, or with your person. There's a shift happening, Pisces, with you. I feel it's on your side. There's a shift in terms of wanting to follow your heart a bit more, okay? There's a feeling in this connection or this relationship that things are maybe a little bit too practical, a little bit too, it's almost like there's been maybe a loss of either passion or a loss of that spark or chemistry, and maybe things have just kind of not gotten into a rut, but you've gotten into habits, your person's gotten into habits that mean you're just thinking about things and making decisions a bit too practically. What you're really wanting is love. And I'm not saying that the person you're with doesn't have those feelings, but you're wanting a bigger declaration of love, commitment. You want it to be unconditional. You want a partnership, loving relationship without conditions. You may have been enforcing some conditions as well, right? You may have been trying to place some conditions on this person, or trying to say, you know, I won't completely open up to this person because I don't want to get hurt, or I can see that I'm not getting the full type of love that I need. It could be that you have a very different love language from your person, right? So there are times when you feel it, there are times when you don't get that loving feeling from the person, and it could be through no fault of their own. In fact, I'm not seeing that your person is not loving you or not having those feelings. What I'm seeing is two very different ways of thinking about relationships, or ways of communicating those emotions and those feelings. So what I'm sensing from you is that you want to somehow move past that and feel a lot more unconditional love. And I can also see that you're making a decision to do this. You're making a decision to follow your heart a little bit more and open your heart a little bit more to this person. Something about this has made you always hold back a little bit, always just keep a little bit of the guard up. And now you're wanting to just drop it completely, because you want this to feel more like a destined connection, a soulmate connection, an equal partnership where love is exchanged in a way that makes sense to both you and your person. With the Three of Pentacles here and Judgment, it could literally be, there's a couple different things here. It could literally be that your partner is very, very busy at work. They could just be extra busy in 2023, or it could just be like their personality. They are kind of like a workaholic. They could actually work in something to do with building or constructing or designing or making things, like actually making things in the physical world. They could be involved in that. It's something that no matter what their work is or what they do, it's something that they're very passionate about. And sometimes they can potentially neglect the relationship a little bit. Again, not because their feelings are not there. It's just because they have these other interests and they get distracted. They get very focused on other things. Very practical energy here too with the Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Or potentially they have a lot of Earth in their chart. So very, very practical minded and just good at making things, building things, designing things, making plans for things. However, sometimes you feel like, why can't they make more of these plans for me and us and our relationship? Something is coming to a head. There's going to be a big decision made. And it could be you finally, because you are the one who's, you know, this Ace of Cups is on your side. You are the one who's making this kind of declaration or this opening up emotionally. And so it could be you saying, I'm ready to move this relationship to a new phase where we are much more committed to loving each other in a way that is just very unconditional, is very, it has this sense of putting love first ahead of other things. That's really what you're kind of wanting. This may surprise even you, honestly, Pisces, when it happens. You may not realize this was all going to come out of your mouth, but that's what's going to happen. And I see them making some sort of decision here, right? And they may take a little bit of their time with this, and it may not be an instant thing, but it is going to be make or break. Now, with the Three of Swords here, we can't deny this is a feeling of disappointment. You may be disappointed by what they have to say, by the fact that maybe they even take so long to decide, or they need to think about it, or they question it, or they're just not instantly on the same page, or they maybe don't understand. Some of you may need to talk to a third party or like a counselor or something, independent person. They may actually need to talk it out with someone as well. There is this sense of that feeling though, of sadness, of disappointment. But then what I see here is the King of Cups. This is a king, and again, male, female doesn't matter, but this is a king who is not afraid. Look at this big cup the king's holding. Not afraid of opening up and talking about emotions when needed. But it is true that sometimes this king can be a little bit aloof, a little bit in their own world, a little bit distracted. And somehow not in a rush. But I do get the feeling that a decision will be made. It's not like they're going to just leave you hanging. And what is definitely happening is things are going to turn around, because we have the Wheel of Fortune here. Once they turn around, once this change happens, it will be a very transformative change. Things will not be how they were before. For better or worse, things will not be how they were before. So the change will happen, the change will come. And sometimes it's just a difficult choice, and it's difficult for people to get out of their habits and out of their routines when that's all they know, right? So for your person, it kind of feels like, well, I'm just doing what I do. I'm comfortable. I am not driven to make this change. You know, what's wrong with just keeping things the way they are? And that could be what that initial disappointment for you is, that they didn't take things as seriously as you'd hoped. However, it could be that this is the first time you've really expressed this kind of feeling that you have to the person. So yeah, the situation will change. You are never alone. Otter spirit. I love otters. Just quietly. Such a cute animal. But this card is so cute, just with the heart shape. And I don't know if you know much about otters, but there's lots of like cute videos of them holding hands and things like that. So definitely animals that like to stick together. And I'm seeing that you two will stick together, basically. This person has your back and you have their back. You may just have a different method of doing things or a style of communicating. And so there's always going to be that little bit of a clash there. But sometimes that keeps things interesting, right? Can keep things interesting. And know that they have your back. And this is a 42, number 6. It's all about that feeling of homeliness, of harmony, of family. You're wanting to feel more like a family with this person. There's something for you that is missing when it comes to that. That's what you want. But you really do have each other's backs. I will say that. Okay. I'm going to change topic now, Pisces, and we're going to move on to work, career, finances, that sort of thing. What is happening for 2023 with regards to your work, money, career. If you don't work, this can still relate to money and finances. It can also relate to what you do, like what your day-to-day routines are. So let's have a look here. Oh, everything's come flying out. Okay, let's see what's at the bottom of the deck as well. We have the 10 of coins, which is the 10 of pentacles. Pisces. I'm actually seeing quite a big change in your work, in your day-to-day routine. It is potentially a bit of a career change. It could also be an investment in something. An investment in something for the long term that is going to pay off long term. So I'm seeing very good things with money. And I'm seeing you plant a lot of seeds. I'm also seeing that, again, we do have this theme of partnership here with the Two of Cups. We have this theme. This could be the benefit of getting money, getting this long-term type of wealth from someone that you partner with, that you perhaps even marry or commit to. This could also be just getting into a long-term partnership or like investing with a business partner or something like that. There's a sense that perhaps you have been actually resisting this for a little while. There's a sense that part of you is not 100% there or convinced that you should commit, because it's a very long-term commitment, a very serious commitment. This is kind of the overall theme I'm getting as well, based on this kind of general theme, as well as what I've just seen in terms of love and relationships. It's like this constant push-pull between head and heart, or between wanting to commit to something in this case, and then also being a little bit guarded against that. So it's like wanting to take chances, wanting to take opportunities, but then also being a little bit afraid to take the plunge. So you may have an offer, you may have something that is presented to you. It may come from someone that you have known for a long time. You may work with this person for a long time. You may have known this person since you were even children. You may, this could be like a family member who has children or something like that, and is thinking really long term for the benefit of children. But I do see that you will be presented with something here, an idea even. And you're going to have to decide what you want to do. And I think you also know that what you've been doing thus far, it's gotten you to a good place, but you're ready to go even further with it. You're ready to go even further. Let's say, for example, you've been working at a particular job for a while, and you're good at this job and you've had success and it's been great, but you know that you've reached that kind of point of a plateau where you're not advancing anymore, or the money is kind of the same. You know what I mean? Or perhaps you've invested in something in the past and, you know, it's giving you some kind of return, and that's fine, but you want to step it up now, and you realize that the only way to do that is to potentially take a risk or commit to something else. I do see it being something traditional though. I see a type of traditional kind of job, role, career, or investment. And perhaps that's what you were resisting for a while as well. Perhaps you wanted to do something different, something new, something unusual, something sort of off the beaten track. And then you realize, actually, I kind of benefit from a more traditional working environment, or kind of traditional career path, or safe long-term kind of investment. It's like you're going back to something, even maybe back to the advice of someone more experienced, or a parent or an older relative or something like that. You're realizing that this person had, or still has, depending on whether it was in the past or someone giving you advice now, you're realizing that this person always had kind of solid advice to give, and you're realizing the truth to it. I can tell you what you'll end up doing, because we've got the Fool here. So you're definitely going to take the plunge and do this and make this commitment. And I do see you feeling a little bit more stable when you do so, actually. And I'm seeing a future payoff here. I'm also seeing that you could be getting that advice from relatives, family members. But this is also about building a life and improving a partnership as well. So this could be something you're deciding to do based on other things, based on what makes sense for your relationship or partnership or your family. You want everything to kind of make sense for all parts of your life. Perhaps you were doing something that wasn't compatible with that for some reason. And it was taking energy away from other things that you feel passionate about or that are really important to you. So once again, I'm seeing that It's this theme of following your intuition, following what seems right, not resisting that. Because when you resist that, or when you overthink a situation, you only sort of delay making that choice to go down your true path. Which sometimes is the traditional option, or the option that we kind of didn't consider because it was almost too obvious, or maybe it required a little bit too much long-term commitment. Now, some of you, this could be something to do with a family business as well, getting more involved in that. Maybe that was something you were resisting for a long time too, or unsure about whether that's what you wanted to do. And sometimes it can seem like, well, if I get involved, does that kind of tie me in? Am I going to be stuck forever because it's my family? Do I want to mix the two? But I have to say, I'm seeing a positive outcome from that. But, you know, it has to feel right. It has to feel right to you. Okay. Let's move on from that. Now I'd like to look at Pisces. What is unexpected? What are the unexpected things happening in 2023, good, bad, or otherwise? What is coming in that we don't necessarily expect to happen? What is the unexpected for Pisces? Definitely unexpected opportunity, unexpected unexpected flirtatious behavior from someone that you're kind of resisting, I would say. You're kind of resisting it. But yes, someone definitely making their way towards you, someone very, very attracted to you. We've almost got two different people. Some of you may be really putting yourself out there a little bit more in 2023. Some of you could be it's interesting. You're having all these new people. You're going to be quite busy socially, right? But it's almost like there's a little bit of a resistance to it, because you just want to focus on the things that are really important to you. You don't have time for all this stuff. You don't have time. All of a sudden, friends are coming back from the past. All of a sudden, people are coming in and wanting to get together, wanting to catch up, wanting to work with you, wanting to collaborate with you. And you're having to say no to a lot of things, actually. You're having to say no to a lot of things. And again, I see that you're focusing more on the partnerships or the people that are very important to you. It's like you're narrowing it down. You're narrowing your focus in 2023, so you're not so scattered. So even though you're going to have all these people coming towards you, all these different, potential like social events, or even people trying to flirt with you, trying to go on dates with you, it's like, where is this coming from? I really just want to focus on A, myself, and B, the relationships and the people who are really important to me. I want to improve those, and I want to get a bit more focused, rather than spending time with too many others, which then takes away time from the people who are really important to me. And also, it could be a realization that I've been wasting a little bit of time with certain people or certain energies that are not in my best interests. They're not really serving me. They're not really helping me in any way. I'm just kind of wasting time. And some of you could be getting a little bit closer with family as well, or friends that you've had for a really long time, like true friends or true people that you can rely on. Some of you are realizing that importance of family and true friends that can feel like family, which sometimes are few and far between if you really think about it. So I'm seeing an increased focus, but not because of lack of opportunity coming in and people around you who want to hang out with you, who want to spend time with you. It's almost like that's going to increase as you pull away a little bit. But you're going to find a lot of joy, and a lot of other things are going to improve as a result of you taking this time back for yourself and focusing on just the things and just the people that are important to you. Because again, this is the second time this Wheel of Fortune has come up now. So situations are improving in general. And it's when you get more focused, and also when you stick to things that are a little bit more traditional or that you've known for a long time. It's very interesting. It's almost like feeling, again, some of you might be like going back to your roots or something, or again reconnecting with people, with family members, with people who would give you advice that kind of makes sense now. Any final messages, advice for Pisces for 2023? Any final words of wisdom or advice? Anything else that Pisces needs to know for 2023? Ooh, new moon in Scorpio, go deeper. We have, what else do we have? Embrace the flow of life. And we have new moon in Cancer, relax. Okay. There's going to be some changes. There's going to be some new situations, some new things, and it's time to embrace it. And going with the flow, I'm really seeing here, is going with what you feel to be correct, rather than what too many other people tell you, or rather than what you might think about something intellectually. It's more about just going with the changes that are happening naturally and going with how you feel. Because when you do things that are true to your heart, you're just going to feel a lot better in your day-to-day life. So it's about sort of reconnecting again with that intuition. And there will be times when you lose that connection a little bit, or it gets a little bit less clear or less easy to figure out because of everything going on in your head. But this is a signal to go deep, and whenever it's time to make a new decision about something or to change path, or you're wondering whether to say yes or no or which way to go, make sure it feels right, as well as just making sense logically or ticking those boxes logically. It has to feel right. That's kind of your guiding principle for 2023. And also this embracing partnerships, right? Embracing your connection with other people in a way that feels good to you. Quality over quantity as well, and focusing more on a few things rather than too many, and scattering your energy around. I'm gonna leave it there, Pisces. I hope you really enjoyed that reading. I really hope 2023 is an absolutely amazing year for you, and I think it will be, because I think what I can see is that you're going to be feeling a lot better. You're going to be feeling a lot more in touch with yourself, and certain partnerships are going to deepen and strengthen as well as a result of that. of you being so in touch with what you want and what you truly need deep down. So I see you attracting more of the right things into your life. And sometimes it can be going back to what you knew, or a tradition, or moving towards something that you've known for to be true for a long time, and you're kind of reconnecting with that truth that you have. So I'm really really pleased for you for 2023, and I wish you all the best. Thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed the reading, don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you all in the next video.